All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our weekly Market Watch update. We are the Real Portland Maine Team here at Keller Williams. I'm Mike Weisman.
I'm Matt Dechaine.
And every week we are bringing you updates on a couple of the markets that we watch pretty closely. One being the Greater Portland area, and the second one being Casco Bay, waterfront, and coastal properties.
So we'll look over the recent stats, the trends in the market, and always bring you some timely news. So.
That's right. So we're going to keep you up to date on that. I am watching this on my phone, trying to make sure it's coming through live. So if you have any questions, post them. I should see them come up on my screen, and we can try to answer them during the broadcast if anything does come up. All right. So we're going to start with as we always do each week, with statistics. So looking at the Greater Portland area. So this week we have 219 active listings on the Greater Portland market. That breaks out to about 91 condos, 94 single-family homes, and 34 multi-family homes for those of you who are investors out there. In the past week, we saw 18 closings in the Portland market, and that ranged from a small Cape fixer-upper on Mass Ave to 1,100 square foot. That was 1,100 square feet for $170,000, right up to a single-family. To a single-family in the East End. That was in the East End, the 1,100 square feet one?
Yes, so on the higher end of the range was a 3-story
that's
in the East End.
Right,
yeah.
I got it.
One of those classics with the bay windows out in the front.
Yep.
Fully modernized to today's standards with stone countertops, tile backsplash. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Right, okay.
What would that one sell for again, Mike?
Do you have a price on that one?
$1.3 million was the price.
Wow, okay. Good price for that one.
That not bad.
Yep. 3,200 square feet of living space, 5 beds, 4 baths.
Good size.
Okay, so properties are definitely moving out there in Portland. In fact, Matt and I were at a condo presentation this week.
That was really neat.
Yeah, where we got a glimpse of what's coming to the market on the peninsula, mostly in that particular presentation. A lot of great projects and condominiums that are coming, from price points that went from like $400,000 all the way up to like $1.5 million or so.
And what struck me, and I told this to Mike, was interesting, is the market for the high-end condos, $1 million plus, is very strong. Those are moving quickly, especially the ones with the water views, more so than I would have anticipated.
Right. There was one project there that had about 80 some odd units, and about half of them already spoken for, and that's about 18 months away, I think, for occupancy.
Right, yeah. They're not even close to being built yet and half sold.
Right. So if you have an interest in a condominium in Portland, and there have been some new laws that have come out by the FHA, which is now allowing FHA approval on a spot basis as opposed to an entire building. You can actually get approval condo by condo, which is a great benefit to people who might be looking at FHA financing. Right,
and what that boils down to is originally you could only buy a condo with FHA financing, which is 3.5% down payment, which is a good advantage for a lot of people. Right. If the building was approved as a whole,
and the association,
which was only 6% of associations nationwide,
were approved.
Exactly, and as Mike said, now you can just do it for your individual condo, which makes the likelihood that FHA will fund your condo a lot more likely than going the whole route of getting the whole building approved.
Now, we are working on a white paper on that, a quick cheat sheet report, if you will, to cut through a lot of the red tape and just a lot of the tech lingo. So message us, comment here if you want to get a copy of that. It should be available very, very soon. We'll get that out to you guys.
Yeah.
All right, now let's turn out some news in the Greater Portland area that Matt can deliver to us.
So, this week was interesting because it was one of the off years for voting.
Okay.
But Portland itself, the whole state voted on bond issues, but Portland itself voted on the mayoral race here happening in Portland, which we've talked about before. Mm-hmm. The victor is Kate Snyder. She will be the new mayor of Portland, and what she brings is a background in education. Right now, she's the executive director of the nonprofit, the Foundation for Portland Public Schools. So there's a really big push to make sure our education is top notch. And she has a master's in public policy from University of Southern Maine, so she seems well qualified for the position. And a quick history of the role of mayor in Portland. I thought this was interesting.
Okay.
So up until 2011, one of the city councilors would just designate themselves as the mayor. In November 2010, Portland voters narrowly approved a measure that allowed us to now elect the mayor. And the office is a 4-year position that earns a salary of 150% of the city's median income. And it's still a ceremonial position to some degree, but they help facilitate the council chambers between the town manager, John Jennings, and what's going on with the chamber. So
Awesome. Yeah, great fun facts.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's now turn our attention to Casco Bay, what we call our Casco Bay Market Watch,
All right.
where we are always keeping an eye on waterfront and water view and coastal properties all around Casco Bay. So for those who just a quick refresher, Casco Bay covers that area to the south of Portland of Cape Elizabeth, up the coast to the north, and out to the end of the Phippsburg Peninsula.
Right.
Okay, that's our Casco Bay area. So we're watching those waterfront properties. So currently we have about 122 active listings on the market. Pendings are actually up since last week, which means there's 43 homes pending, which is an indication that really we have a pretty strong market still, right? That houses going into the fall here, we're still seeing a strong market on the waterfront and coastal properties.
Yeah, buyers have a lot of confidence in the market, and they're not shying away, and the rates are helping a lot because now you can lock in a low rate for 30 years.
That's right. 6 water view and waterfront coastal homes on Casco Bay closed this past week. The range included a $300,000 condo in South Portland, by the South Point Maria near the Southern Maine Community College, up to almost $1 million listing in a New Englander in Falmouth.
Right.
So that was the highest price closing for this past week. That's a single family home, 3 beds, 2 baths, a little over 2,000 square feet with water views. That's facing Mackworth Island.
Yeah, it's right over the bridge from Martin's Point, right there on the right.
Yeah, Mackworth Island is a very cool view, a very cool island.
Yeah.
You can hop out there and
it's got the walking trail going around, and
yep. It's also got a kind of a cool little park out there, like Little People's Park.
Yeah, they get Ferry Village. They call it. Yeah, for the kids.
The kids, and they build little houses out of
the kids at heart.
Yep, that's really cool. All right, let's take a look now. Very briefly, let's look at some Casco Bay news that has happened last week.
So I thought this was interesting. As you know, Portland is home to a deep water port that makes it an excellent shipping hub, and new shipping lanes from Portland may be the answer to limiting the wear and tear on our infrastructure while providing opportunities.
Interesting.
So Jonathan Nass is the CEO of the Maine Port Authority, and he's pushing for the launch of a short sea cargo shipping route between Maine and New York and New Jersey, which are obviously major ports.
Sure.
He wants to promote that on the national stage. He's basically saying while some freight's transported on the water, it's mostly bulk energy products, and that there's an opportunity for container shipping, which isn't really done within the United States right now. It's usually international. As I mentioned, it eases congestion on the roads, wear and tear on infrastructure, and the fact that we have quick access to the I-95.
Right.
I mean, a truck can jump right off and be at the port right there.
Sure.
Gives us a great advantage, to shipping products all over.
Definitely.
He says they have the equipment, the pier, the cranes, everything's ready. It's just a matter of cargo being there. If all parties are willing, this route could be open within a couple months.
Right.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's great opportunities, and it just shows you if you just think out of the box a little bit, out of the container.
Yeah.
A little bit, that you really can, you can employ old technologies and they become new again, and they can open up new opportunities up here in Maine, in our Portland market. So,
exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, perfect. Look, we published a guide to the Greater Portland market, both on Peninsula and off Peninsula. We also published a guide of Casco Bay and waterfront homes. So if you have an interest in that, comment below, send us a DM, a message. Love to help you with that. And remember, we're working with people that are coming in from all over the country now. We're getting texts, emails, a couple phone calls came in this past week. People out of town looking to come to Portland.
Right.
We're happy to work with anybody that has an interest in that.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, if you're even thinking of moving to Portland, have any questions, reach out.
Right.
Mike and I would love to talk to you and give you whatever info we can provide that's helpful.
Right. So DM, message us, whatever it takes. And we're also putting up new videos every week on our YouTube channel, which is now doing really well. It's ranking really well when you go and search on YouTube. We're coming up on the top of the page. So check that out, subscribe over there, hit the little bell button, and we'll see you next week for the update, and we'll see you in the next video on YouTube.
All right, see you later.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.